All right. Uh, Good morning, students. Good morning to one and all. I hope you are able to hear me. I hope you are able to hear me. Right. So let's continue. So what I'll be doing is, before I go to the next chapter, we will reconsider the collision theory again and solve some problems on it, as we had done it in quite short span of time yesterday. So we'll revise our collision. Arrhenius theory we have done quite comfortably in quite long duration of time, I guess 1.5 classes. So we will basically do the this part, collision theory part. We'll revise it and then we'll solve some problems on it. Vinayak, which notes are you asking about? Yesterday notes are uploaded on Drive, Vinayak. Yes, Chandan. He won't be able to join with us. So Vinayak, which notes are you asking about? Vinayak, yesterday's notes are uploaded on Drive. No, before I go to the new chapter, guys, I will revise yesterday's collision theory, solve some problems on Arrhenius theory, and then I'll go to the new chapter, that is surface chemistry, right? All right. So let's continue with our collision theory. So before I describe you collision theory, right, we need some topic called collision frequency. So first we'll study what is collision frequency. Mean free path you have already studied in physics. We'll still recall it, right? So let us see what is collision frequency definition, right? If you go to the definition of collision frequency, I'll derive it. If you go to the definition of collision frequency, it is the number of molecular collisions taking place per second per unit volume. That means in 1 liter volume, in 1 second, how many collisions are taking place? That is known as collision frequency, right? Now, how are we going to define it? So all of you, please pay attention. Let me take a molecule here. Let us take, we assume, in collision theory, we assume our molecules as hard spheres. So let us take a hard sphere molecule, right? So ideally what we say is, any molecule which is touching each other will be able to collide it, right? Any molecule which is touching each other will be able to collide it, right? So what should be the distance here? This should be r plus r, or you can say diameter, correct? This is diameter. So this should be the minimum distance between two molecules for collision to take place, right? So what should be the distance between two molecules for collision to take place? Diameter d, correct? R plus r. Now if you consider this as your radius and draw a sphere or circle around it, you assume these two particles are touching each other. This is the distance d. Then in what areas particle can collide with it? You draw a circle assuming that to be your radius. So any particle lying in this circle will be able to collide with this particle like this, right? Any particle not lying in this circle will not be able to collide with it, correct? So what should be your collision diameter, right? So this is your, just a minute. So this distance is your distance d, correct? Now, as I said, you can draw a collision radius or collision sphere around it, correct? So now, what would be the area of this, right? What would be the area of this? Area of this will be pi d square, correct? What is your radius in this sphere? Your radius in this sphere is this d, correct? Now, we are assuming this molecule is moving with a velocity v, right? And the definition says per unit time. That means how much time? 1 second. So you know velocity is given by distance per unit time. If time is 1 second, then the distance traveled by this molecule is nothing but velocity. Correct? Yes. So if area is this much, then length or distance is this much. What will be your volume? Your volume will be given by pi d square into v, right? This is your volume. Now we are finding collision frequency. Collision frequency is number of collision per unit volume. So let us say n represents number of molecules per unit volume. N represents number of molecules per unit volume. Then what is your collision frequency? Collision frequency is represented by symbol Z. It will be given by, let's say ZA will be given by pi d square v into n by v, right? Because when you multiply it by volume, you'll get total number of collisions, correct? So when you multiply number of molecules by volume into total volume, you'll get number of collisions or number of molecules in that unit volume traveling in 1 second time, correct? Why volume is Ganesh? What is volume? Volume is area into length, na Ganesh? Acha, you are asking how it became. So see, when you continue, this molecule will be moving linearly. So when you continue this, it will form a cylinder. This is one surface, this is another surface. So what distance was traveled by it? D. What was area of cross section? Pi d square. What is the area of cylinder? Let's say L length was traveled. What is area of cylinder? Pi d square into L. Is that clear now, Ganesh? I have considered only one surface. It will actually form a cylinder. Okay? It will actually form a cylinder. When this molecule is moving, right, it will travel some length L. So this will form a cylinder type of species, the collision area. Okay? So your volume will become volume of cylinder. So now this is your number of collisions per unit volume. But there is a problem in this collision frequency formula. The problem here is you have used velocity, and velocity is a vector quantity, and every molecule will not be moving with the same velocity, right? So we need to consider the average velocity. How do you consider the average velocity? Let us say this is a molecule and this is another molecule, right? This is moving a velocity. This is also moving with a velocity. Let's say the distance between the two molecules is v velocity, correct? Or you can touch them with respect to each other. You can touch them also. Let's say, up to you. How do you consider them? But let's not touch it. Otherwise, it will become difficult to draw. So this molecule is moving with a velocity v, right? Another molecule at 90-degree angle moving with a velocity v, right? Since it is what is length? Length is distance traveled by this particular molecule. It will be moving continuously, no? So it is a collision diameter, but at the same time, this molecule will be moving with a velocity v. So if time is 1 second, then velocity will be distance or length per unit time. So time is 1 second, velocity will become equal to length, right? So therefore, we have taken length ki jagah velocity. Volume is area into length. So area is pi d square, length is v. Is that clear, Srishti? Right. So now, next what we can do is, this is a velocity vector v, average velocity, this is also v. We need to take the average. So the average will be represented by this length, right? So this length or this distance, if it was v, this was v, this length will come out to be how much? Root 2v. So therefore we take average velocity of the molecules as root 2v. So that root 2v, now your velocity will be represented by root 2 times velocity, pi d square v, n by v, let us write it as capital N. Right? This is the A type of molecule. Correct? So this is your formula for ZA, right? Is that clear? Yes. Any doubt in this? Anyone? Yes, guys. Any doubt in this? All right. Now there is one important thing which should observe here, which I have written it here also. The collision frequency of the gas, this thing we will consider later. Yeah, here. Each molecule involves collision, right? So what we need to do is, there is a possibility that A molecule collides with B, right? The other possibility is B is also moving. B is not stopped, right? So B may also collide with A, right? Whether A collide with B or B collide with A, collision is same, right? So if you consider this, every collision will be considered 2 times, A to B, B to A. So to calculate the number of effective collisions, we need to take what? Half. Here, Ganesh, root 2 beta is the average, right? The distance between the two molecules, Ganesh, is nothing but velocity. Time is 1 second. So this distance is velocity. This molecule, we are assuming this molecule is collided with this, right? This molecule is colliding with this. So if these two are at v distance, these two are at v distance, you will consider the average of the two, right? The average of the two will be this length. That is root 2v. Okay. Now I'll consider y half, right? So in a beaker, you are assuming this molecule के साथ this molecule is colliding, this molecule is colliding, this molecule is colliding. So you are assuming only A is moving, other molecules are stationary, right? But that is not possible. Other molecules will also be moving. So if A collides with B or B collide with A, collision is same, correct? So A colliding with B or B colliding with A cannot be considered as different collision. So in your formula which you have derived, you have considered every collision as 2 times, A to B, B to A. So therefore I am dividing it by 2 so that I do not consider every collision 2 times. Is that clear to Kishore and Sakshi? Kishore and Sakshi, is it clear? Since every collision will be considered 2 times, so we are dividing it by 2 so that our collision is 1 time. Is that clear? All right. So guys, this is ZA, assuming the collision frequency of only A, right? Therefore, it depends upon only the number of molecules A. If you want to write ZAB, your ZAB will remain same. That is root 2 by 2 pi d square V average NA. Now it will also depend upon number of molecules of B. So we will multiply it by B. What is Na? You should know. It is number of molecules of A divided by volume. What is Nb? Number of molecules of B divided by volume. Right? Now see carefully. This is number of molecules. If you divide it by Avogadro number, it will become moles. It will become moles. And number of moles per unit volume will be nothing but molarity. So if I divide them, yes, Chetan, you can say that. If I divide them, number of molecules of B by molar mass of Avogadro number, right? If I divide them by Avogadro number, what does it become? It becomes number of molecules by Na, moles. So then it will become concentration of B, right? So I can write it here. Concentration of B is nothing but NB by Avogadro number. Now you'll consider it as NA. No, let us write it as N small a, Avogadro number. Is that clear, guys? Now this is the expression we are going to use. This is the expression you are going to use. Any doubt in this whatsoever, anyone? Any doubt in this whatsoever, everyone? So if there are three molecules, Sakshi, we are not assuming three molecules are coming and colliding with each other. We are considering binary collisions. So in binary collisions, only two molecules will collide at a time. We have assumed binary collisions, right? Now, let me do the following, right? Let me convert it into concentration. I will comment on that, Vishal. Give me 1 minute. Now, let me convert them into concentration. How can I do that? Let us write it as 1 by root 2 by 2 is 1 by root 2 pi d square V Na. Let us write it as number of molecules of A by volume, number of molecules of B by volume. Correct? Let us write it like this. Is that clear, guys? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by Avogadro number here. Small a stands for Avogadro number. Small a stands for Avogadro number. So if I multiply by Na square in the denominator, I should take Avogadro number square in numerator also. Correct? So I can write it as pi d square V average by root 2. Now what will be this term, guys? Number of molecules of A by Avogadro number. What will be this term? Number of molecules of A divided by Avogadro number. Moles. And moles per unit volume. This is number of moles of A divided by volume is what? Molarity of A. So we can write molarity of A as concentration of A into concentration of B into Na ka square. The more used relationship is this, guys. If you want to remember this relationship only. This I am deriving because I want to write rate. Is that clear, everyone? This is very, very important. Is that clear? This is again very, 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 very important. Cool. So now I am ready enough to discuss with you the collision theory. Now I am ready enough to discuss with you collision theory. Why should we take average velocity only? So guys, I told you, right? What is this velocity? Anyone who can recall what is this velocity? What is this velocity? Which velocity is this? Velocity of Tom, velocity of Jerry, velocity of what? Prashant. Don't do that. This is average velocity. V is V average here. Guys, V is V average here. That means under root for a molecule if you're writing 8 kT by pi m. Okay? Keetan, I can see your messages, beta. Don't worry. Keep this in mind. Now let me come to collision theory. Now you will understand it better. I knew when I was discussing collision theory, your faces would have been blank because you don't know collision frequency. If you recall, guys, I told you collision theory says the following. It says molecules are assumed as hard spheres. I had written 3 points. It says for a reaction to occur, molecule must collide with each other, right? And the collision must be effective. There were 2 criteria of collision to be effective. One, molecules which are colliding must have minimum energy. Second was proper orientation, right? So minimum energy to we know. Minimum energy we know. We know the minimum energy criteria. That is, if this is your reactant, this is your product. So molecule must have their energy equal to what? Threshold energy. So what is the minimum energy? So minimum energy should be equal to threshold energy, then only reaction can take place. Correct? This is minimum energy criteria. Now the second criteria was proper orientation. I told you molecules cannot come and collide with the way they want. Every collision will not give you the product. For that, we have taken this example. NO plus O3. I told you first case mein nitrogen strikes with the middle oxygen, collision does not take place, product are not formed. Oxygen strikes with the middle oxygen of O3, again reaction did not take place. When nitrogen collided with the side oxygen, then reaction took place. This oxygen was transferred to nitrogen and you got NO2. So proper orientation is very important. Proper orientation is very, very important. Right? Threshold energy will always be equal. Arey, Athar, now you are asking a question which is very, 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 very silly. If this is your zero energy, from here to here you have threshold energy. What is your activation energy? This energy is activation energy. So Athar, how can your activation energy become equal to threshold energy? Threshold energy is always greater than activation energy. Right. Now coming here, this is our main part. I think last year there was one question on collision theory, but that was an easy question. So let us see what it says. All of you please pay attention. There are 3 points to consider. Rate depends upon number of collision. More is the number of collision, more will be the rate. Right? How do I measure collision, number of collision? I have already done that. Collision frequency. What is collision frequency? Number of collision per unit volume. So rate will be directly proportional to collision frequency. Right? Rate will be directly proportional to number of collision, and we measure number of collision by collision frequency. Right? Rate will also be proportional to, see, if this type of collisions are 2 and this type of collision are 4. In second case, this type of collision are 3, 2. Can you tell me rate will be maximum in which case? Case 1 or case 2? In which case rate will be maximum? Case 1. Because the proper orientation number of collisions are more here. So effective collision should be more. These collision does not matter. They will not give you product. Correct? Naren, check again. It will be first case. So therefore rate is directly proportional to probability of effective collision. More is the effective collision, more is the proper orientation collision. Therefore more will be the rate of the reaction. Now rate is also dependent upon one factor, that is, if you write the energy profile diagram, energy versus reaction coordinate, reactant, product. This is your activation energy. Now I think I had told you what is the fraction of molecules which cross this barrier. The fraction of molecules which cross this barrier is always e to the power minus Ea by RT. This is derived from Boltzmann distribution, right? There's a mathematical derivation for it. So the number of molecules which cross this barrier, guys, is e to the power minus Ea by RT. So if more number of molecules cross this, more will be the rate of the reaction, more reactant will be converted to product, correct? So therefore rate of a reaction is also directly proportional to fraction of molecules with energy greater than equal to Ea, which are these. Right, this thing. You can also write this represent fraction of molecules crossing activation barrier. Pahad cross karne wale molecules. They are crossing the mountain. Correct? Right. So this is what you have. Now combine all of these. Rate is proportional to P, ZAB, and e to the power minus Ea by RT. Correct? Now all of you please pay attention. What does this overall give you? What does this overall give you? Please listen carefully. Listen carefully. ZAB includes the concentration of reactant also. ZAB includes the concentration of reactant also. Therefore, you can write your P into ZAB as constant equal to K. So this whole term P into ZAB can be written as what? It can be written as constant K and reactant concentration. Correct? Why reactant concentration? or you can say constant A into reactant concentration. Why? P into ZAB includes A and reactant concentration because your ZAB term has reactant concentration. So that means this whole thing and this P value is your constant. If you want me to write it, I can write it here. Your P into ZAB can be written as, let us say, P into 1 by root 2 pi d square V Na square into concentration of A into concentration of B. That is your reactant. This whole thing has been assumed to be constant A. This whole thing has been assumed to be constant A. Therefore, you are writing A into concentration of reactant. A into concentration of reactant. Power N, order of the reaction. Right? Dhanush, everything is constant only here, no? Pi, D, diameter is constant, velocity will be constant. So these all terms are constant only. Right? Average velocity will be constant for a molecule if the temperature is constant. So these values are constant only, no? So why you should not consider them as constant? So now see carefully. If this becomes A into R to the power N, keep this value here, then your rate becomes A into reactant to the power concentration N into e to the power minus EA by RT. We know rate is given as what? K into concentration of reactant power N. On comparison, these two gives you K is nothing but this into this. That means K is nothing but A into e to the power minus EA by RT. Which is coming from what? Arrhenius equation. Which is what? In ZAB only concentration is there. No sir, not. Are Ganesh, you have not considered the stoichiometry there, na Ganesh. You have not considered any reaction there. You have written ki every reaction may with respect to order is 1. You have assumed it there. If the order is not 1, Ganesh, then it will be power N only, no? While doing the collision frequency derivation, you have assumed it to be first order reaction. Right? So this is nothing but Arrhenius equation. So that means Arrhenius equation is nothing but collision derivation only. Right? Both the things are same. Both the things are same. Another important thing is, what is P? P should always be, probability should always be greater than 0, but less than 1. Usually value of P lies around 0.5. Usually. Okay? What I have done here is, Sakshi, I have kept the value of ZAB here. Right? This is your ZAB. P into ZAB. This is your ZAB. Right? In your ZAB, I have I have written it as this whole term as constant A, and this is your concentration molarity term which was there. Right? I have brought this value from here, Sakshi. This value. Right? So except concentration, I have assumed everything to be constant as A. So P into ZAB becomes A into concentration of A into concentration of B, right? And this is nothing but reactant concentration only. Reactant concentration power N. So Sakshi, you can write P into ZAB is nothing but A into concentration of reactant power N. Correct? So if that is true, you know your rate will become, put this value here. Your rate will become what? This whole P into ZAB is what? A into R power N. So your rate will become this. If you put this value here, P into ZAB is A into R power N. So this will be A into R power N. So you'll get A into R power N into e power minus EA by RT. Now rate is what? K into concentration of reactant power N. Now compare these two. R power N same. then A into e power minus EA by RT is nothing but K, comparison pay. So K is nothing but A into e power minus EA by RT. This is nothing but Arrhenius equation, right? We have taken both the concentration, Dhanush, A and B. Here I have generally written reactant. It can be A, B, both. We have written both the concentrations, Dhanush, not one. Right? So I hope, guys, this formula of collision theory is clear to all of you. I hope this formula of collision theory and Arrhenius theory is clear to you. Yes? If we consider n the number of particles collision, then if we consider n, this is for n number of collision only, Chetan. We have multiplied it by n molecules, no? Capital N was what? N by V, number of molecules n. N was number of molecules only there. So this is for n molecules only, Chetan. Right. So now this is whole thing which I wanted to tell you. Now let me give you one small thing also, that is you have already done, I think, in your physics. That is mean free path in KTG, represented by symbol lambda. All of you guys have done this, right, in physics, but still I will tell you what it is. Mean free path is number of, or you can say distance traveled between two successive collision. Distance traveled between two successive collision. Right? Now, how do you find it? It is given as velocity average by collision frequency. Average velocity by collision frequency. You know the formula of average velocity, V bar. Collision frequency is, you can write it as 1 by root 2 pi d square. Okay, since you are taking only one collision, so you can take directly pi. You need not divide it by 2. You are considering the collision of one molecule only. So you can divide it, you need not divide it by 2. So it will be root 2 pi d square into V bar. What else was there? Na. Correct? This was your formula. So V used to get cancelled and your formula comes out to be 1 by pi d square, root 2 pi d square Na. Now usually they ask what is the effect of pressure and temperature on mean free path. So we know PV is equals to nRT. We can apply this, right? Yeah. So PV is equals to nRT. If you apply, what you can do is you can write this N as, you can write this N, or you can multiply and divide by Na, Avogadro number. Number of moles multiplied by Avogadro number and divide by Avogadro number into T. Right? So you'll get this. This will give you number of moles into Avogadro number. 1 mole into Avogadro number gives you what? Number of moles into Avogadro number gives you what? Number of molecules. Let's say number of moles was number of molecules N, let's say, divide by volume. R by Na is your Boltzmann constant, K, T, P. So N by V, number of molecules per unit volume, is P by KT, right? So this is nothing but Na. So put this value of Na here. What do you get? 1 by root 2 pi d square into Na is what? P by KT. So what do you get? KT root 2 pi d square into P. I think you should get this. Right? I don't think so. It is inversely proportional to temperature. Basavraj? Is it inversely proportional to temperature? Are you sure? Atar, this equation is known as ideal gas equation, where n is number of moles. So number of moles formula is number of molecules by Na. So if you multiply number of moles by Na, you'll get number of molecules. So I have multiplied by Na divided by Na. So number of moles into, I'll write the formula again. Number of moles into Avogadro number is number of molecules. So I have written this whole term as number of molecules, this term as K, Boltzmann constant, T. Now I have brought the volume down here. So from here I have calculated the value of N by V, number of molecules per unit volume is P by KT, and number of molecules per unit volume is nothing but Na according to the definition, right? We are considering the unimolecular collision. क्या नाम है? Adesh. This is A is colliding with B, A is colliding with C, A is colliding with D. So how many times those collisions will be there? How many molecules it is colliding? N molecules say. So that's why you have to take Na. If you want to take A colliding with B and B colliding with A, right? In that case, you need to divide by 2. Is that clear, Adesh? Now, any doubt in this, guys? Only question will come how it depend upon temperature, how it depend upon pressure. That's all. Nothing else will come. That I need to check, beta. Ashutosh, I need to check that. I would not be willing to answer it now. I will check it and reply you back. Right. So let's solve some questions on it. Let's solve some questions on it. Right. Higher the temperature, more the kinetic energy, more critical. I think so. Yes, it is. It is inversely proportional to pressure. Obviously, na, if pressure is more, the gases will be close to each other. So the distance traveled between the two gases will be less. That's how you can apply. Gokul, I don't think so. You can connect it like that. I don't think so. That connection is valid. I can say it this way also. Na, kinetic energy is high. Molecules are moving far away from each other. Right? The distance, I don't think so. It should vary like that. I'll still check it. Most likely it is this relation only. I'll still verify it. You will take, Kirtan, you will not take between this thing, na? What do we say? Okay, I'll answer that, Kirtan. Let me finish the questions. Otherwise, we'll be left with that. Yeah, effect of catalyst we had already discussed. I had told you, right? As you use the catalyst, catalyst is something which increases the rate of reaction without itself being consumed in the reaction. So if this was the rate path, reaction path without the catalyst, then with the catalyst, the path is like this. Now you can see the activation energy in uncatalyzed reaction is more than activation energy in catalyzed reaction. So since the barrier is low, more number of molecules can cross this barrier. If more number of molecules can cross this barrier, more will be your rate of reaction. Iska we had derived mathematically also by applying our equation log K is equals to log A minus EA by 2.303 RT. This was uncatalyzed, activation energy uncatalyzed. Then we wrote for catalyzed reaction. Then I subtracted 1 from second equation. So log Kc minus log Kuc. So that will become log Kc by Kuc, right? And this will be subtracted from this. So you'll get this value. You can simplify this. You'll get this value. Okay? Is that clear, guys? Till here, this part or any part catalyst में. Is there any doubt which you have? Is there any doubt, guys? Post this, I'll take some questions. All right. So remember this, there has been questions asked on this, right? Remember this. Let's take our first question as this only. Now we will use that formula also. This is your reaction, right? Activation energy for the reaction are 20 kilojoule per mole at 1000 Kelvin, right? If the temperature is 1000 Kelvin, activation energy is this much. If the catalyst is added at same temperature, rate constant becomes 100 times, right? That means K of catalyzed reaction is 100 times K of uncatalyzed reaction. ठीक है, rate constant. Find the activation energy of the catalyzed reaction. You have to find the activation energy in catalyzed reaction. You can directly use this formula if you want. You can directly use this formula also. I have shown you the formula. You have to find EAC. This is given, this is given, this is given, this is given. KC is 100 times KUC. You can simplify this and tell me the answer. It's not a lengthy or tough question. The calculation is also not lengthy, guys. Let me give you the poll. Let me give you the poll for attempting this one. All of you check your answers. Do not do the calculation errors. That is the last thing you should be doing. All right. Till now, only 40 of you have answered. That's pretty low. If you want the formula, formula is here, right? It's coming around that much, kya? Tejaswini has got the answer. All right. So let me end this then. I'll end this on account of 3, 2, 1. Now, Dhanush, it will not come that much. You have done some calculation error. Right. So your answer is coming out to be 15.4. Right. I don't know what calculations have you used. Okay, got it. What's the problem? I got it. When I did my calculations, it was coming out to be. Now I understand what you're trying to say. There is a miss of R here. R has been missed. They did not consider R. But still, when I calculated, it was coming around 15 only. Let me check again. But Danush, your answer is for sure wrong. Yeah, it is 18.2. It will come out to be 18.2. It will come out to be 18.2. So let me solve it over here. It will come out to be 18.2. So you have log K of catalyzed by K of uncatalyzed is equals to EA uncatalyzed minus EA catalyzed by 2.303 RT, right? Now log K catalyzed is 100 times more, 100 times uncatalyzed. This will get cancelled. So EA uncatalyzed minus EA catalyzed by 2.303 RT. So this log 100 can be written as log 10 power 2. Log 10 power 2 can be written as 2 log 10. Log 10 is log A to the power B property you're applying. B log A, for those who don't know log well. So log 10 power 2 can be written as 2 log 10 by applying this property. It will be EA uncatalyzed minus EA catalyzed is equals to 2.303 into R is 8.314 joule into 1000 joule. I want to convert it into kilojoule because this is given in kilojoule. So divide by 1000 here only. So this will get cancelled. So EA uncatalyzed minus EA catalyzed is equal to 2 into 2.303 into 8.314. This will give you a value of approximately 38.29 kilojoule. So from here, EA catalyzed will be 38.29 minus 20, approximately 18.29. It will be approximately 18.29, right? That would be your answer. Right, there is a minus sign. There has been some error here. Just a minute. This is correct. No, this is wrong. Just do the correction here. The formula will be EA catalyzed minus EA uncatalyzed. Right? The formula will be that because you are subtracting this from this. So this, right? This, you are subtracting this from this. So what you'll get? You'll get EA catalyzed minus of minus EA uncatalyzed. So EA uncatalyzed will come out to be positive. Correct. No, this formula is correct. Formula is correct. Sorry. This will be positive. This will be negative. Positive, negative. Correct. This is fine. So your answer will come out to be 18.29. Yeah, it is correct. Uncatalyzed is more than catalyzed. Your formula will come out to be 18.29. But activation energy cannot be negative. Activation energy cannot be negative. So we will mark it as positive only. Activation energy cannot be negative. So you will mark it as positive only. Right? I hope that is clear. Right. Last step mein what I have done, I have just substituted the values. Kishore, when you substitute the value 2 log 10, R value 2.303 R, this unit is joule per Kelvin, but EA is given in kilojoule. So I converted into kilojoule by dividing by 1000. So temperature 1000 got cancelled by this 1000. So bring it here, multiply it. So you'll get EA uncatalyzed minus EA catalyzed is 2 into 2.303. This is 2 into 2.303 into 8.314. So this gives you 38.29. So EA catalyzed will be what? 20 minus 18, 38.29. Right? So 38.29 minus 20 will be 18.29. Right? Is that clear? Kishore now. Kishore, is that clear now? I just substituted the values and simplified, nothing else. Just the important thing is you have to convert this joule into kilojoule. That's the important part. All right, so let's take the another question. Yeah, this is the only question which you can get based on collision theory. Please see it carefully and answer it accordingly. I was knowing your mistake, Dhanush. That's why you are getting 10 to the power 4. The rate constant can be given by P into Z into e power minus EA by RT. Which factor should register a decrease for reaction rate to proceed rapidly? In other words, it means if reaction has to go fast, which of the factors should be decreased? Which factor on decreasing increases the rate of reaction? In other words, those who did not understand the language of the question. I think, Pranav, you're right. I'm seeing you after so many days, Pranav. How are you, Pranav? Maybe you are not too much active on chat. Maybe that's why. Yeah. So let's discuss it on account of 3, 2, 1. Now. This is quite easy, guys. See carefully. We have already discussed it, right? Reaction should proceed rapidly means what? K should increase. Rate should increase. K means rate only. K should increase. When K can increase? Check. If you check Z should increase for K to increase. So obviously Z is not the answer. He is asking what should be decreased, right? Now other options are temperature, pressure, temperature, P. So for K to increase, P should also increase, directly proportional. So P should also be increased. So P is also wrong. You are left with temperature and activation energy. So this is also clear. This is you can write it as, since many of you get confused with mathematics here. So you can write it as Pz by e power plus EA by RT. I have brought it down. Correct? So if I increase, see carefully, or let's say decrease all a factor. If I decrease temperature, fraction will increase. Fraction will increase. That means your denominator will increase. If the denominator term increase, rate will decrease. Correct? That means on decrease in temperature, rate will decrease. Right? Now on decrease in activation energy, the fraction will decrease. That means this whole denominator term will decrease. And denominator term decreases means K will increase. Correct? So as activation energy decreases, rate of the reaction will increase. Is that clear, guys? So your correct option is EA. The correct option is EA. Any doubt in this question, anyone? This is purely mathematics. You can also think logically. If the rate is there, activation energy is more, means rate of reaction will be less. Less molecules can cross the barrier. Activation energy is less, more molecules can cross the barrier. Rate of reaction will be more. You can think logically also. Now let's move ahead. Yeah, this is your next question. This is also a tricky question. Please think carefully. For a reaction, activation energy is 0 and rate constant is this at 300 Kelvin. What will be the value of K at 310 Kelvin? If activation energy is 0, what would be the value of K at 310 Kelvin? Yeah, you can answer your options now. All right. So this is a actually doable but tricky question. All right. So let's end this on a count of 3, 2, 1. Now, actually, the JEE students will be happy because it is mathematics. NEET students will be thinking, why mathematics? Right? All right. So it is being said that we know K is given by A e power minus EA by RT. Right? And if K is given by that, you know, if activation energy is 0, the whole fraction becomes 0. Anything to the power 0. If activation energy becomes 0 means anything to the power 0 is 1. That means K becomes equals to A. That is constant. That means K is constant. K is not going to change. So even if you change the temperature, K will not change if your activation energy is 0. So if your activation energy is 0, your rate constant will become constant. That means it will not change. Your answer will be B only. It will remain B only. Are Monisha, how C? It will be B. But went off did not say na Pritish that activation energy is 0. Pritish didn't went off said temperature coefficient ke time pe activation energy is 0. No. Then all right. By the way, activation energy is approximately 0. Approximately, not exactly, approximately 0 for your free radical reactions. All of you have studied free radical reactions, right? Free radical reactions are highly reactive. For free radical reactions, activation energy is approximately 0. Okay? I have used Arrhenius equation only. Meghna, I have used Arrhenius equation only. This is Arrhenius first equation. Right? So this is your next one. Using Arrhenius equation, find the temperature at which, this is a previous year medical question. I don't remember the year. Some medical question. The temperature at which K1 will become equal to K2. This is very easy. Purely mathematics. If activation energy was not 0, right? I will answer that. Let me finish this question, Jyoti. I'll answer that. Then Jyoti, you can use that expression. Log K2 by K1 is EA by 2.303. 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. T1 is given, T2 is given. Activation energy should have been given. Then you can find the ratio of K2 by K1. Right? Sakshi till 10:30. We started 9:15. No? Sakshi? Snehal, I'll start surface tomorrow. Snehal, I'll start surface tomorrow. I don't think so it is sufficient time to finish surface. I can finish some more problems. I'll start surface tomorrow. Jyoti, did I answer your doubt? Today it was sent on group. No. Maybe they have not considered the fact of that we have changed the time. Yeah, guys. So let me give you the options. Before you start jumping, let me give you the options. Manpreet, if not mentioned, whether you should consider activation energy as 0. No, I won't say that. Activation energy is rarely 0. Rarely, very rare. So ideally it should be mentioned 90% of the cases. If it is not mentioned, then it is not solvable. Because activation energy is rarely 0. Free radical reaction, nuclear reactions में activation energy are 0. They are extremely fast reactions. So that case you might not encounter, Manpreet. Right? That is a rare case to encounter. All right. So I have got some answers. Only few answers. This is easy, guys. Come on. Purely mathematics. Show me your mathematics skills. Karnataka student says they like mathematics more. Show me your mathematics skills. This is purely mathematics. I don't know, Pradesh. I need to solve it. I don't remember the answer. All right. So let's end this on account of 3. Okay, Preksha. Let's end this on account of 3, 2, 1 now. Yeah, let's end this and solve this. This is some previous year medical question, guys. So what you need to do is you need to equate your K1 equal to K2. That means 10 to the power 15 e to the power minus 2000 by t is equals to 10 to the power 14 e to the power minus 1000 by t. So bring 10 power 14 down, bring this 2000 down. So what you'll get is 10 power 15 by 10 power 14 e power minus 1000 by t divided by e power minus 2000 by t. So this makes it e to the power minus 2000 by t, sorry, plus 2000 by t into e power minus 1000 by t. So this gives you 10. 10 power 15 by 14 is 10. And this gives you 1 by t common. 2000 minus 1000 is 1000. You'll get this. Now how to solve for t? You can take ln on both sides. Take ln here and take ln here. So ln a to the power b, what will you write it as? 1 by t into 1000 outside, and ln e is what? 1. So that means 1000 by t is equal to ln 10. ln 10 will be what? 2.303 log 10. So this will be 2.303 log 10. Log 10 is 1. So if log 10 is 1, you can write it as 1000 by t is 2.303. So t is 1000 by 2.303. So you can simplify this and check what your answer is coming out to be. It is 434.2 Kelvin. It's D. 434.2 Kelvin. I got most of the answers as A. That's quite surprising. Third step. Vishal, which third step, beta? Vishal, what I have done in third step is I have brought 10 power 14 down here and e power minus 2 by 2000 by t down here. Right? Then you brought it up. 10 power 15 into 10 power minus 14. So 15 minus 14 is what? 1. So you got 10 here. And then you simplified this. This goes up and becomes plus. This is minus. So you add the powers. So you take what common? 2000 minus 1000. 1000 by t. So you'll get e to the power 1 by t into 1000. Then I have taken ln on both sides. There was 10 here. I have taken ln on both sides. So ln 10 equal to this. Then I have applied the property of ln a to the power b is b ln a. So ln a to the power b. So what does b? B comes out and you get ln e. ln e value is 1. right? So you'll get 1000 by T is equals to ln 10. 1000 by T equal to ln 10. ln is 2.303 log. So 2.303 log 10. Log 10 is 1. So 1000 by T equal to 2.303. 1000 by T equal to 2.303. Simplify this, you'll get your answer. Right? Is that clear, KV Chetan? Chetan, is it clear? Right. Pritish, you cannot take log, no. You'll not, how will you remove E, Pritish? If you take log, how will you remove E? Right. So let us do one more. Yeah, try this one out. For this reaction is given, activation energy for the reaction is 70 kilocalorie per mole. Hence, activation energy for the backward reaction will be, this is a perfect JEE Mains question. Perfect JEE Mains question. Not tough, easy, but you have to think. Oh my God. Gauri, so fast. Let me give you the options at least. Yeah. Gauri, you got it right. Fortunately, you got it right. All right, guys. So another 20 seconds for this. This is a direct one. You don't need to calculate. You don't need to do many things. This question has been asked previously many times in JEE and NEET. I think so, Pritish and Abhishek, you are right. Gangadhar, check again, beta. Athar, check again. Vivekanand, you also check again. All right. Mohit, check again. Chetan, check again. I can't respond that much. Let's end this on a count of 3, 2, 1. Now. Let's end it now. Right. So first thing you should identify here is, this is an exothermic reaction. Delta H is minus 22 kilocalorie. Heat is produced in the reaction. In the product side, it is written, heat is produced in the reaction. If heat is produced, it is an exothermic reaction. So for exothermic reaction, we have already drawn the graph. This is energy of reactant, threshold energy. This is energy of product. This is your graph goes like this. This is your activation energy of forward reaction. And this is your delta H. What will be your activation energy of backward reaction? Backward reaction goes like this. This is backward reaction only, reverse reaction. So backward reaction goes like this. So what will be your activation energy of backward reaction? This is activation energy of backward reaction, which is forward plus delta H, right? So activation energy of backward reaction will be more than forward. That itself is your biggest answer. It should be more than forward. 70 say more, there is only one option, 92. Backward energy should be, activation energy should be more than forward. There is only one option. And if you want to solve, it will be 70 plus 22, 92 kilocalorie. If endothermic, it is exothermic graph. If it endothermic, then graph will be like this. Reactant energies and, sorry, I've drawn the wrong graph. Reactant energy is less, product energy is more. This is endothermic graph. So this is your activation energy of forward. And this is your delta H. Then this is your activation energy of backward. Then activation energy of backward will be Activation energy of forward minus delta H. Do not consider the sign of delta H, only magnitude we are talking about. You can write it here, magnitude. Is that clear? If it was endo, then it would have been 70 minus 22, that is 48. All right, so I will upload the notes. There are some questions you can practice here, right? There are some questions which I've kept here. This is a very important question for the JEE students. Very, very important for JEE students. Okay? You can expect this in your exams. So I've uploaded some questions over here. I will upload it in the notes. You can practice them, right? Let us take today's quiz and finish it off, right? Yeah. Today's quiz is this. Read it carefully. There is a hint in the question. This song, when translated into English, reads something like, slide caught, looks like Will Smith's wife. Slide caught, looks like Will Smith's wife. I'll not give you more than 10 seconds for this. I'm going to count it on fingers 10. This goes your 1, 2, this goes your 3, 4, 5. You have to name the song. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have got few answers. All of them are wrong. Okay. So I don't know whether you have heard this song also or not. Have you heard this song? This is a crazy song. You should hear this. Sarkai lo khatiya jada lage. Have you heard this song or not? It's a Hindi song, very famous one. Right? Now I'll tell you. Slide caught. Khatiya means this folding, right? This means caught only. Jada is Will Smith's wife name. Will Smith wife name. And what does it mean in Hindi? Slide the caught. Jada means winter. In Hindi, it means winter. We are feeling cold. Slide the caught. Okay? So very few of you might have heard this song, but this song is crazy. Okay? It's an old song. I was knowing you will not be able to guess. All right. That's all for today. Thank you all for joining in. Tomorrow we'll start with surface chemistry. I felt like doing the derivations of collision theory, so I spent one class on it. Otherwise, it would have been very surface topic for you, surface level. Yes, Mohit, thank you. Pradeep, Jyoti, Nirja. Thank you, KV Chetan. Thank you, Srishi. Viresh, thank you. Fiza, thank you. Cartoon तो simple था यार. This is an elephant. How you look at it? This is nothing but energy profile diagram. I'll make one question on this also. I had to discuss few questions on energy profile diagram also. Probably in a Saturday class I'll discuss. It was not indicating anything, Abhishek. It was just a way of perception. Shreyas, video link is there on the playlist, no? Shreyas, video will be there on the playlist. अब ये क्या लिख दिया गणेश ने, समझ में ही नहीं आएगा. I know that, Aditya. Many things will be reduced, don't worry. I will not teach radioactivity in chemical kinetics, Netra, because it will be done in modern physics topic. It's a topic of modern physics. Is there anything like a catalyst to slow down a fast reaction? Of course, yes. Poison. You say them as poison. You have studied one example of it, Adesh. Lindlar catalyst. Go and check. Lindlar catalyst. Go and check, Adesh. Shreyas, message me on WhatsApp. Shreyas, message me on WhatsApp. I'll share you the link. Shreyas, I'm sending you my number. Message me on WhatsApp. Preksha. What is that? Which climbs up two legs. I'll answer that later, Preksha. I have a class to go. Otherwise, I'll miss that class. ठीक है? Nucleophilic reaction do not undergo transition state, but does that mean the reactants are quickly converted into product as activation energy? Sonali, you can message me, beta. I'll clear this out. Activation energy is not zero in nucleophilic reactions. In nucleophilic reactions, activation energy is not zero. Neither in SN1 nor in SN2. Both of them have some activation energy. Right? I told you activation energy is rarely zero. Rarely zero. Nuclear reactions, free radical reactions, etc. Chalo, I'll clear that, Sonali. You can message me. I'll give you a more glimpse of it. Okay? Chalo. Let's take care, all of you guys. Have a good day ahead.